Uh, the process extends with a huge night for Sixers Nation. A night that we didn't know would be good or bad, but a night that has turned out, while not the best, it's still a great night for Sixers fans everywhere. This is huge news that we will be sharing. Um, and while I don't like the end result, I feel like it's the result of this draft lottery, which is what we'll be talking about, is the most. It's like if I were to pull off a random NBA fan off the street and show them 14 teams and the odds and said pick which team would make this the most rigged, like they would pick the team that won, which is the Dallas Mavericks. Like you're telling me this team is about to get rewarded with one of the best rookie prospects in recent memory. Definitely not no Wembanyama, but one of the best rookie prospects in recent memory, and they're gonna reward them with Cooper Flag. They get rewarded randomly with Cooper Flag. It's like the NBA wants to have allegations of being rigged, because the Mavericks just went and won the draft lottery with a 1.8% chance, 1 in 50. Sixers had a 10% chance, and they made it to the top three though, which is pretty impressive. Um, when it gets to that point, you're hoping for Flag, but let's not skimp out on this third overall pick. Let's not pretend like we are not getting a great prospect, in which will be. It's not like unless they trade the pick, which I highly doubt. They'd have to receive a good offer for that, but it's gonna be the Rutgers forward Ace Bailey. Now, what do we know about Ace Bailey, and what do we not like? Now I'm gonna start by saying one of his main NBA comparisons is Paul George. So take that as you will. I know Sixers fans might not be, uh, happy with that because the Paul George experiment in Philadelphia didn't work out well. But if we look at his college stats, Ace Bailey was a Rutgers Scarlet Knight. He is 6'10" and 200 pounds. He has a 7-foot wingspan, which is great. And here's he averaged 17.6 a game with 7.2 rebounds, shooting 46% from the field and 35% from three. Now, these stats are important because, one, we have to remember, while he was a primary player, he was a superstar player in college, and that's why he's most likely, barring any unusual circumstances, and that's why I'm going to spend a lot of time talking about him today, going to be the Sixers' next draft pick. We have to remember that these stats are also subjective to the fact that him and Dalen Harper went to Rutgers the same year. Dalen Harper, the second overall prospect pick, that's going to jump us, and I'll be very angry if I think it's the Spurs who are selecting second. Yes, it is. Took Ace Bailey because they don't need they need more guard prospects, right? One of their starting guards is Chris Paul, so we really want them to take Ace Bailey here. We do not want the worst circumstance would be them taking Ace Bailey because that is the player we need. Like Dylan Harper is a great prospect, but the Sixers are not at a shortage for young guards. They have Tyrese Maxey, a one-time All-Star who was a superstar player last year before his so-called injury that kept him out when we were looking to try and get Cooper Flag pick. And yeah, it is the Spurs selecting second. Some surprising drops here. You gotta feel bad for fans from, you know, a Nets fan or a Wizards fan. And the Nets, Pelicans, and Wizards are selecting 8, 7, 6 in that order. 8, 7, 6 Nets, Pelicans, Wizards, which sucks for the Pelicans with all of them because they were all in the same boat we were. They all had about the same odds. So, and if we got any of those picks, well, not 6, but if we got 8 or 7, we would not have gotten our pick. So I am glad that we weren't one of them, but it does suck for them because sucking so bad just to not get something, and is proof why tanking doesn't work. And I still think this is a bad rule by the NBA. Obviously, in this case, it does help our favor. We would have selected fifth. Now we get to select third or trade the third overall pick. The point is, it's our pick currently. We can do what we please with it. I still think it's not a smart thing because while yeah, it's gonna prevent tanking, the Mavericks should not be rewarded for the. One second. Let me just fix my mic here. Anyways, back to what I was saying. The Mavericks should not be rewarded for what was that season. They should not be. They should not be rewarded. Come on, Strom. For letting that happen. I mean, at the end of the day, it's upsetting that that gets to happen. You traded the best player in the league to be the second best player, the third best player in the league, debatably, for a bag of chips and some fiberglass. Like, it's ridiculous that they get to do that, then start losing, and they get rewarded with Cooper Flag while we had to suffer all year. We didn't make a big trade. We didn't a good trade. And yeah, we're getting repaid for it, but we're not getting Cooper Flag. And that's why the lottery is a stupid system. Look at the Wizards. They were the worst team in basketball. And even the Jazz, they're fifth. They were at the second best odds. I'm pretty sure. Now I was not at my home, so I couldn't have audio. But I'm pretty sure at one point in the draft lottery, like they were like, oh, well, that basically confirms it for the Sixers, and then they showed up the Jazz, and then the Pelicans got put at number 7, and that saved us. That saved our, but it didn't help them at all. But anyways, now that I'm done ranting about that, let's talk about Ace Bailey some more. Splitting minutes with Dylan Harper, second overall prospect. So we will be drafting Ace Bailey, and he is 6'10". He's athletic. He's very athletic. He's quick down the court. He's really a paint presence guy. He has his way in the paint. He is a dunker and he's good at finishing at the rim. But the good thing about him is that he shoots 35% from three. Right? He's a he's a 35% 3-point shooter. But he drives the lane mainly, and he's a great prospect. I'm excited because he will be a day one starter, and that's what excites you. Day one starters. Barring any surprises, the lineup should be Maxey, McCain, George, Bailey, and Bede on day one. Unless we have some loser holdouts like last time with Joe. But he's good on defense. He can get some blocks, and he's a young prospect. I'm pretty sure he's only 18 years old right now. Maybe he's like 19. He is. How old is he? Yeah, he's a freshman right now, so he's 18 because he turned 18 in August of his freshman year. So yes, that makes sense. So he'll be 19 by the time he plays. But the only thing really is he needs to be more efficient from inside the arc. While he has a good outside the arc. Sometimes he's a shot chucker, if you know what I mean. He does shoot 46%, so it's not like it's too bad. It's actually very good, his field goal percentage. But sometimes in some situations he becomes a shot chucker, and but he did make he made a bunch of All American teams, All America first team in 2024, and I think that's high school, but it's still something. He has a lot of strengths, some weaknesses. I don't really know how to feel about him. I know he's going to be our pick. I'm confident he'll be a good player. I just don't know what his ceiling is and where that floor will land because we've drafted an athletic guy who gets to the paint a lot before and it hasn't worked well. But the last time the Sixers had the third overall pick, they selected future MVP Joel Embiid. And now that may be controversial how you talk about him around the city, I'm a firm believer that nobody in the city should ever badmouth Joel Embiid, as he is one of the top 5 Sixers of all time. No matter what you say, you can't dispute that. He's a great player, and I'm excited for another great third overall pick in Ace Bailey, which is exactly what's going to happen because the Sixers are not going to mess this one up. They're not going to pick a Markelle Fultz. And now, you can't say that. You can't say that because technically Ace Bailey could be a... Oh my gosh. There we go. Oh my goodness, microphone today. I'm terrible with the microphone in my hands. Clearly. Oh. But it could be the next Markelle Fultz because you do have to think we can't I think Ace Bailey is the clear pick, but Markelle Fultz was the clear pick, and Ben Simmons was Ben Simmons worked, but then he didn't. And I just hope that this is a Joel Embiid pick. I hope this is a Tyrese Maxey pick. I hope this is. Did we draft anyone else good? We didn't draft. Well, obviously. I hope this is a Jared McCain pick. That's the best I got. I think he made like all rookie third team actually. I think they still gave him a little gimme because he obviously would have been all that NBA or all rookie. Not that yet. First team, but they didn't give it to him. And so for the love of Philly, can Ace Bailey be a good pick? I have been wearing Sixers gear all week to manifest getting the pick, and not only did we get the pick, we jumped up 2 slots, so it's great. When you get to the top 3, you're like, oh, we're gonna get flagged, and then you don't do it. It's like, oh man, but still, you gotta think we still went from a 60% chance of even getting a NBA first round selection to selecting 3rd overall. So, Sixers fans, this is a great night. Could be a huge night in Sixers history, depending on a few years how these prospects pan out. Obviously, if Baylor becomes like an MVP, ooh, that's me. In the window there, I just saw my own reflection. But anyways, thank you for watching this, and have a good night, good morning, good afternoon, whenever you are clicking this video. And if you made it to the end, I hope you do have a good night. And that's all. Just trying to speak positive. Anyways, goodbye.